Sheryl Matsuoka, the President and CEO of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association and the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. Mahalo for joining us today on Restaurants of Hawaii. Today, we'll be talking about HRA events and networking and how critical networking is in the growth of any business. And just, living in Hawaii, it's all about who you know. And as you know, everybody knows each other in Hawaii, right? Our food service industry is really a very close-knit industry. And it's the old saying goes, everybody knows each other. The Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association offers a variety of events tailored to meet the needs of the whole food service industry and the professionals and partners in our businesses. This episode, Unlocking the Networking Opportunities, we discuss the must-attend events organized by the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association, fondly known as HRA. We will highlight the key events such as our annual January legislative meet and greet, our golf tournament, which is always in the spring, and then our gala, the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association Hall of Fame. That gala recognizes and inducts people who have been in our industry, who has really contributed to the food service industry, and that's coming up real soon. Our special guests in this episode are valuable partners with the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association who have supported and served and volunteered at many of our events over the years. Through their generosity, support, and dedication to the food service community, they help us create these important networking opportunities for all of us. So discover how you can volunteer and attend our events and connect with our food service industry leaders. I'm going to start off by having each of my guests introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about who they are, their title, and a little bit about the organization that they're with. So can I start off with Ronna?
Sure. Aloha, Sheryl, and fellow panelists, viewers. Thank you so much for having me join today. My name is Ronna Bahl. I'm the Executive Director of Supply Chain, Sales, and Marketing with Hata. Hata is a independently owned, family-owned food service distributor in the state. We are the largest independently owned food service distributor. We've been around since 1913, so quite a long time. But yeah, we just make sure that we get food to everyone's tables, and our main goal is just supporting the industry and the community.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm going to ask Audrey, if you don't mind, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Hawaii Gas.
Sure. Hi, I'm Audrey Okaneku, and I'm with Hawaii Gas. I'm their Senior Sustainability, Government, and Community Relations Specialist. And Hawaii Gas is a provider of gas energy to homes and businesses throughout the state. This year, we celebrate our 120th anniversary. So we've been around a long time. And we're kind of more the end part of the food distribution where restaurants, homes, they use gas to cook their food to serve their families and guests.
Yes, a very important role. Very important. Guy, could you please introduce yourself and the organization you're with?
Thank you, Sheryl, and everyone in the HRA. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this call today. My name is Guy Tanioka. I am an account executive exclusive agent for HWG and HMAA. HMAA has been around for 35 years. We're a local kamana company serving our community, our businesses, and every member that is part of our community, part of our insurance plan. We started this, venture with the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association to really help our members in the restaurant industry and support them and all of their employees to get the best medical insurance plans in the market, and also our customer services, bar none, the best.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Guy. So, let's talk about some of the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association events. I'm going to start off with Ronna. So, share with us your experience, your personal experience attending the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association events, and of the events that you have attended, which one is your favorite?
Sure, thank you. So I am actually not born and raised here, so they've been really valuable to me to attend the events. It's a great opportunity. Not only are they fun, you have a lot of opportunities to make great industry connections. It just really feels good to be part of something, knowing you're supporting the industry, do what you can to, take it a step further every time. I think there's a lot of ways to support, but definitely showing up to the events, making sure that you're representing yourself, your company. They're all great things to do. And every time I go, I always meet more new and interesting people. We just went to the HRAEF Hawaii's Best Kitchens last weekend. It was an excellent turnout, great food. And I think that's pretty consistent. You can always expect a good time and good conversation with the goal of everyone doing their best to, keep supporting the industry.
Yes, and it's so true. The event that you're talking about, supported our future culinary superstars. These are students who are in high school, right, Rona? And you got to meet them. They're all with their little chef coats on.
Yeah, they were really impressive. Very just on it, making sure everything was taken care of. Everyone is in good spirits. And one of my favorite events too is the annual gala that's happening at the end of this month too. Last year we honored Russell Hata, who's our president and owner. So that was a near and dear event, but we definitely look forward to that one every year as well.
And it's always great at that event, the Hall of Fame, to get to meet all the people who are being inducted and hear a little bit about their stories, and all the years, right, that they've been dedicated to the food service industry. So it's HRA's pleasure to honor those that are being inducted. All right, so Guy, how does the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association events help you grow your network within the food service industry in Hawaii?
With the Hawaii restaurants, I mean, the business owners are extremely busy. One, to find employees, run their business, source products, and all the other things. And a lot of times they don't have the time to have the, conversations, so they attend these events where you get to talk to them, and then get a face-to-face versus over the phone. And I think through COVID and all the other things that we've been played with, but it's been really awesome to be able to get to these events, and not just one event, but like the golf event, the gala, on the political side, we have all the events, the golf, the foundation programs. Like there's so many events, and just as a member, get involved, come out to these events and talk to the people, get to know them, because in Hawaii it's all about relationships, and you're able to see these people on and all these events. It says they remember you, and then in addition to that, supporting them and their businesses and what we want to be able to emanate, that the industry is, the Hawaii Restaurant Association is trying to support them. And there's a lot of things that they may not know about because they're too busy with their own business. So it's been beautiful to go to these events, reiterate all the things that we're doing for the HRA and the events that we're holding, and then continue to nurture those relationships throughout the years.
Exactly. And Guy knows, because we'll be at an event and maybe I have a restaurateur who's saying, my bottom line is not looking really good. And let me bring it over and, let's talk about maybe having an opportunity to review the association medical program, and Guy's been able to save so many people a lot of money every month, because medical is necessary, right? We live in,
Correct.
so we have to have prepaid medical. So, all right. Audrey, so what was the experience like? And let's talk about golf, because you were one of our sponsors for the HRA golf tournament and you were there, girl. So what was your experience like?
As one of the sponsors of the tournament, it gave us an opportunity to be there, greet and talk to our customers who were participating in a non-work, casual setting. So it allowed us to get to know our customers better, not just in a work situation, and helped us build on our existing relationships with them.
Yes, yes. And so many restaurateurs, right? We had 8 different food offerings, best, Chef Zone Waihata was out there serving. And we had 180 players, and a lot of them were restaurateurs. So I'm glad you got to meet a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So Ronna, why do you believe it's important for these local businesses, such as Waihata Chef Zone, to support the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association's initiatives?
Well, I think it's really important to kind of support so that we could further the mandate of supporting the industry. And there's so many ways you can support, big or small. One easy way is, like I said earlier, just showing up. From a social media standpoint, you could just reshare things. And if you can contribute to participating and sponsoring events, that's also another fantastic way. But one of the ways we've been exploring how to continue to support at Waihata is how do you support in a more long-term way. And one of the ways is through the endowment initiative that we have with the HRA. So through that program, we're looking for ways to further chef education is one of them, but just to find ways to just keep pushing the envelope a little further so that the support is ongoing and it doesn't stop, after 1 year, after one event.
Yes, yes. So thank you for bringing that up, because I was going to try to weave that in too also. So I was blessed that I was invited to the Waihata Food Show, and we did bring in the forms, and we did explain to many of those chefs, because there was a lot of chefs there, Ronna, and that we're going to be offering training, but that we did a survey, and that the survey told us that many of the restaurants really need additional training in the kitchen, whether it's chefs, sous chef, or kitchen manager in general. And they all looked at me and said, yes, absolutely. If they can do any kind of training, it would help us so much, as everybody's, currently struggling with the employee shortage. They said that's number one, unanimously agreed. So we know we got the right topic, Ronna. So that's it was an excellent confirmation that we're on the right track.
Oh, that's exciting to hear. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And people were taking my forms, and Jenny's got the list. So yes, it'll be exciting. So my guy, he comes to all these events. If we didn't have the events guy, and there was no way for you to meet these people, right? Your normal day, you're basically making phone calls or walking the street. So how has these events helped you engage?
I mean, really, it's just capturing their attention, because they're there for the HRA and the event itself. But having, for instance, the golf tournament is a good example. We are on the golf course for 4 hours, sometimes longer, and then the banquet thereafter. Sitting down with them and just having a conversation, getting to know them, getting to be in an environment that other restaurateurs are at, also makes those connections as far as engaging with others, right? So then they say, hey, did you know this guy or that guy? And it's like, whoa, I didn't. Yeah, I tried reaching out to them, but wasn't able to get a hold of them. It's too busy. Those events does a lot help with as far as engagement to other restaurateurs and the community surrounding it. The restaurants, they may not know about the benefits of the HRA, and that's what we're here to do, to share that with them. But then it gets to word of mouth, like the community talks, right? And so everybody says, hey, did you know about this, or did you know about that with the HRA? And the next thing you know, it's like you're getting these phone calls, and it's like it's the coconut wireless, I guess you would say. But then the community itself, as far as the employees themselves, and then when they're on our medical plan, for instance, they said, wow, I didn't realize that you guys covered these that my other carrier didn't cover. Then again, it spreads again, so the HRA really has helped HMAA specifically to help, bridge the gap with the community that didn't know about us.
Very, very nice. And on top of that, you said the key word, because as a member, you're also invited to volunteer.
Yeah.
And volunteers on committees, guy volunteers helping me at the events. And that's another way to meet people, because then all of a sudden you're, unloading vans, and you look over and there's a restaurant owner that's helping you unload the van. And you're like, wow, this guy's like, putting in the muscle, right?
Never would have known, right?
Never would have known, right? So it's also an opportunity to meet the restaurateurs who volunteer to support the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association at our events, because we have a team, but like anything else, we need an army, right? When we do a golf tournament or a Hall of Fame, we need an army. So being a member also is an opportunity for you to volunteer and help us in prepping for the events. So Audrey, from your view, what is the significance of networking events, for these local businesses and for the restaurant industry?
Well, we all know people in Hawaii are so generous with their time and information. So at these events, you meet people who may one day be a valuable resource for you, or you could be a great resource for them. It also allows you to build on existing relationships, reconnect with others in the community, and make new connections, which are essential to expanding your community network. But you can't do any of this without showing up and attending these events.
Exactly. And it's like you said, Audrey, you never know who's going to be there, right? And so you come out, and normally I'm introducing Audrey to people and she's like, oh my goodness, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We're related, we
Helpful.
went to school, whatever it is, right?
Right, right. So very helpful.
Yes. So now this is going to be a question for all three of you, because I know that you've been to many events, all three of you, but as a longtime sponsor, what changes or growth have you seen in the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association events over the years? So I'm going to start with Ronna. Have you been able to attend like a couple of events and you've seen some changes that we've implemented at the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association?
Yeah, I would say definitely. I've been to some of these same events, for a couple different years, and they're definitely getting bigger and better every time. And I know from sitting in some committee meetings that, certain things like, slots for golf fill up faster. We're seeing higher attendance at the Hawaii Hotel and Restaurant show. So there's just more popularity, I think, out there, and people are very eager to attend. There's more buzz around the events. So I would say they're just definitely getting bigger and better every time, and that just speaks to the good job that the team behind it is doing.
The team, you got to know, they work so hard on these events. And it's so true. You hit the nail on the head, Ronna, because I was going to mention that, when I first got here, we would have, people sign up and register for golf. This year, 7 weeks prior to the event, sold out. I mean, I have people not happy with me because they didn't get to play, but I keep telling people. So I said, next year when we send it out, they're like, we got to submit because, people are like, we missed out because we didn't know you sold out so fast. So yes, we will sell out again. So
Sure.
I know, right? All right, guys. So what changes or growth have you seen at our events, year after year?
I think the other thing too with this with the events is that people are having a lot of fun, and the memories that bring them back for one, right? And they had a great time, they met new people, they foster new relationships, and they continue to, nurture those throughout the year. And the following year, they said, hey, are you guys going to the event this year? Has anybody emailed you? Where's the updates? Where's the application? Is golf on? Like, I get those messages all the time, and I believe that the HRA and its team behind it is doing a great job, as far as not only marketing, but at the events, they've seen a significant change as far as the operational, the speed, the fluidity of the actual event itself, like has really changed over the years. And golf is a good example where, yeah, we did sell out, and being a part of the committee on the event, it was pretty. Phone calls were coming in, going, "Hey, can you get me in? Can you get me a spot?" I'm sorry, it's like we sold out, weeks ago. But it's one of those things where people are saying, "Hey, can you add me to the list for next year?" And the gala as well, same thing. Everybody wants to come to the gala because it's a great event. It's a great time, and we continue to see the community supporting the HRA. And especially through COVID, HRA did a lot of support to those restaurants, and they felt the impact. So now it's about giving back, I guess, to the HRA. So
Yes. And you mentioned it's an important piece. You're right. Our legislative meeting, which is always slated in January, once the session opens, the second Wednesday, our meet and greet is normally 2 weeks after. And you're right, Guy. The room capacity, I know that we, surpass the room capacity, but we always know that people come and go, but we don't want to go over so much that, there's a concern, right? Safety. So
Mhm.
yes, you're right. We will probably also have a cap on this year's legislative meet and greet just for that reason.
Sign up soon.
Yes. So Audrey, what changes or growth have you seen in the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association events over the years? Because you've been to many years. Yes, I know.
Exactly what both Rona said and Guy said, that the events have gotten so much bigger and it is so well done. And I think it gives us more opportunity to meet and get to know more people, and events like the legislative meet and greet is like um, a really excellent opportunity to meet your legislatures as well as others who are working in the same realm as you are around government items. Um, I think that it's really great. And of course, you have to show up in order to really get the full benefit of any of these events. You have to be there, whether you're participating or a volunteer, you can get the full spectrum of benefits from just being a part of it.
Yes, exactly. And our legislative meeting read, I was told by the government officials that we have the most um, government officials attending our event. They're like, of all the events that they go to, they're like, you get a majority of the people. We've never seen as many people in a room. And you see the picture, right, Audrey? We always send the picture out through
Mm-hmm.
our email blast. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have a lot of those. And it's just getting to know them on a different level, Audrey. It's a mutual ground, right? And we're all friends, and then we can ask them for support as we're kicking
Exactly.
off legislative session. That's the
Exactly.
I time it that way, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is a really great point.
Yes, yes. So Guy, what impact has these events had on fostering stronger sense of community within the industry? Have you seen any kind of impact?
Yeah, no, the interesting thing is like some of these business owners didn't know what they're going through as far as their business itself, and another business may have a solution for something else that the other business didn't have, and they connect. They fostered another relationship, and then they start helping each other, and then they start building relationship thereafter. I've seen it time and time again, and these events they bring together the people, and that's like it's continuing though. It's like they want to be a part of it. It's like a membership that lasts forever. It's relationships again. It's all about the relationships, and these people at these events continue to see each other. And it's like, hey man, it's good to see you. Thank you for supporting. But realistically, it's the community, right? It goes back to those people that come to these events and say, "Hey, I remember you last year," and they go to their restaurants and they visit them and they help them with things, and it's just support. It's really beautiful.
And it's so nice to see people, I'm going to mention restaurants that, maybe they've expanded, right? And so I'm like, hey, I heard now you've got another location. They're like, no, two. I'm like, two new locations. So yes, I'm mentioning Beer Lab because I yeah, two, right? And then when I see him at events now, I can get updated because I wouldn't have gotten updated. And he's like, yeah, I'm still kind of working on the marketing piece. So
And he
exciting to
started from the backyard of his garage, right?
when you
And
get to
so,
know that level guy. Do
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And you may have not gotten to know them if they weren't standing in the same room with you at a social event. That's the power. So I'm going to ask all of you one last question, and then we're going to close out this episode. So we're going to start with Rona. Which event do you look forward to the most, of the HRA events, and why?
I gotta say that it's definitely the gala that happens towards the end of the year, mostly because it just feels like a celebration, of all the accomplishments the organization has, done throughout the year, and it feels just like it's a nice way to transition into the holidays, but also it's like more of a milestone thing. You're also honoring a lot of folks that have committed so much to the industry as well. Also, I'm not a great golfer, so it's a fun event, but I don't perform as well in golf. But no, it's just a great time, and it's really well done, and a lot of great food. So for sure that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Audrey, which event do you look forward to the most of all the Hawaii Restaurant Association events?
It is also the Hall of Fame Gala. It's so great to see the honorees. And they're some of Hawaii's all-time best in the industry. And by honoring them through great food and a special award ceremony, it's so special to be a part of that and to be there and experience it.
Thank you. And this year again, I have 14 chefs, and of course, all the beverages. And as I mentioned, if a member is out there and they want to attend, and for whatever reason, they can't purchase a ticket, volunteer, because you can still be involved in the event. All right, guys. So which event do you look forward to the most of all the Hawaii Restaurant Association events, and why?
Well, I gotta say golf for me is number one. Two would be the gala, mainly just because I just eat, sleep, and think about golf way too much. But the food at the gala, the event that, the people that's there, those that don't golf will go to the gala. So those two events are hands down my two favorite events. Absolutely.
Thank you. And thank you, all of you, for joining me here on our podcast, Restaurants of Hawaii. I'm going to close the show by saying, again, the Hawaii Restaurant Association provides these networking events for you, our members, and our industry, so that you can get to meet each other and support each other. And as you can hear, we've grown. Our events are pretty much get sold out. And so if you have an opportunity, please join us. Again, we're the Hawaiʻi Restaurant Association, the association that is unifying and representing and supporting the Hawaii restaurant and food service industry. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you're notified when we upload a new video. And remember, nourish connections, savor life, eat well, and live well. See you at the next show.